Alrighty guys, welcome to another week of Mr. Heins Explains. Today we are talking about verbs skeleton, or the verbs and our skeleton notes right there. Again, you can either write this in your notebook or use my skeleton notes. We only have one slide for the day, so if you want to import this into Notability, y'all know how to do that. Create a new note, all that good stuff, imported. Then make sure you pull out Notability. Here we go, and let's talk about it. So, we are talking about, if you didn't already know, we are talking about verbs. Okay? Let's rewrite that. I'm going to write it in all capital letters. Verbs. So, verbs are quite simply the things that do. And so what I mean by that is, here's the first one we focus on, but we have an action verb. And really the easiest way to remember this is that it's a mental or physical state of action. Sorry, I didn't have the last bit. And what we mean by that is quite simply that when we have a physical action like the word play, I play video games, or a mental action like I think it's cold outside, that's a physical or mental action. Whenever we're doing something right here, or thinking something right there, that's what we think of as action verbs right there. So that's the first type of verb. That's the one we do 90% of the time when we say, like, hey, I go for a walk, I do my homework. Those are all action verbs, okay? The second type of verb we want to talk about is what we call linking verbs. Oh, that was poorly written. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Linking verbs. And quite simply, linking verbs, as it talks about before, links the subject. We will talk about subjects in a later video, but for now you need to know, hey, it links a noun or pronoun, which we talked about in the previous video, with the rest of the sentence. So an example of a linking verb here would be Mr. Heins is, with the word, with the word is being our linking verb. Mr. Heins is awesome. Okay? Another example, if you've ever taken Spanish, you know ser, estar, to be. Those are all linking verbs. These, though, however, can also show appearance. So some examples I gave over there are appear, remain, or become right here. Those ones are showing appearance, but they're not really actions, because I can't act out remain. I can say I stay, but I can't say I remain. It's kind of complicated, but those are the linking verbs, okay? And then third of all is what we call auxiliary. And that's a really funky term. The way that we most usually often use this is by talking about helping verbs. Let's put a little dots in there. We have our helping verbs, and the easiest way to remember helping verbs is they have to help out the other verbs, so we combine them with other verbs to form what we call verb phrases. So over here, right here, are our helping verbs, and yes, they are some of them are very similar to your linking verbs, but think about it this way. If I said Mr. Heins helps me with homework, instead, if I wanted to add a helping verb to create a verb phrase, I'd say Mr. Heins is helping me with homework. All right, that's what we got for verbs the week. Next week we will talk about using them in sentences.